I made a plan to go to the University of Maine, and just before leaving, I met a furniture maker at a local bar, and I was 19 years old. And over the course of one semester at the University of Maine, I made an arrangement to come back and study with David Powell. So it was really just a teenage imagination that set me on this path, and I have been building furniture ever since. As soon as I entered David's shop, I knew I was where I wanted to be. And it was the right place for me. And he was the right teacher. He was a highly, highly skilled furniture maker. From childhood, I worked with my hands. My mom had me stitching and knitting when I was a small child, and it came naturally to me. I loved it, and I get lost in the work. So I still do that work as well, the needlework, and it's where I'm comfortable. When I am in my shop, I feel very grounded and focused. It is the kind of work that I was meant to do, I guess I can say. It's very solitary too, and I like that. I like being on my own. I had been invited in 1988 to travel to Tasmania to be an artist in residence at the University of Tasmania, the School of Art. So I was there for 4 months. And then on my way home, I stopped in Fiji to do the same. And that was when I had the good fortune of meeting Makiti Koto. And I spent a day watching Makiti work, then applied for the Fulbright grant to go back and study with him. My whole time in Fiji still impacts my life on a daily basis. It was transformative. I was there for 9 months. The Fijians, Makiti's family, Makiti and his wife Tunu, took me into their household, and he taught me the Fijian way, Nai Vakarau Vakariti. And I think that I can say has been the most impactful time during my life. So I moved back here to my parents' home. And in 1997, I built a shop here on the property. So since then, I have been working in a rural area in a shop by myself. And if I don't keep myself highly challenged, I grow bored and I grow very lonely. And so if I need to have my mind engaged, and when I'm out there and problem solving and building, I'm content. So it's really a matter of keeping myself interested and motivated to be out there. Every new piece that I design as a challenge. Whenever I design a new pattern, it's a lot of work, and it starts off with research and then sometimes even just picking a mark or two or a shape or two, and then I start putting things together, and it's that reflected light off of the facets of the carving that for me is the magical part of the work. So I'm assessing it, and it's always a surprise to me what the result is. There's always something unanticipated. Perhaps I will take the example of the poppy cabinet, which I completed in 2019. And I had known for a long time that I wanted to do a botanical pattern. I hadn't done one before. I started off researching what that might be. I didn't know, and I spent quite a bit of time at the Smith College Rare Book Room looking through old botanical books and trying different things. So in this piece, it was really the pattern that was the beginning point, and then I did, once I got a fundamental idea of where I was going to go with it, I started working on the size and the shape of the form that I wanted to put it on. And I knew it was going to be a cabinet. I don't do too much drawing. I just plot out the shape of a piece to get me to the point of being able to do a mock-up. And so I can see it three-dimensionally. And then sometimes a portion of the pattern has to wait till another portion is done for me to finalize the idea for that. In 2008, I was commissioned to do a jewelry chest for a client in New York City. There was a very confined space in this client's apartment where this cabinet had to go. So I was limited, but I liked the constraints that I was working within because it was such a beautiful room. And there was something about, and the colors were muted in this room. So I chose a color scheme that I probably wouldn't have on my own. But it really is one of my favorite pieces. I think it's one of the most successful pieces I've done. I love to cook and invent new recipes, and I still sew and make new patterns. I don't use a store-bought pattern. It may be a combination, but I love problem solving. That's the fun of it for me, and it can be most anything. And in renovating the house, when something has to be problem solved, then it becomes a challenge and fun to me. So it's, I guess, just the energy. There's an energy that comes from having to be creative in many directions, from any direction. And so that motivates me to do the furniture work as well, I think. I feel some ebb in the interest in handwork, but the fact that the ACC, is steadfast in their valuing of it, I think is wonderful. It's a wonderful thing.